What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and welcome back to another photo analysis. This time I'll be analyzing the cover of Nissy's single, Playing with Fire. And by the way, Nissy is from the group AAA, and this is his solo single. As well, this single is only being released in the CD plus DVD format. Alright, with that all being said, here we go with this photo analysis. Alright, I like this single cover. I like the lighting. I like the outfit that he's wearing. I like the pose as well. The pose for me could be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more, like dramatic, but this pose is nice as well. The lights in the background work to create somewhat of like a silhouette, and I like that effect that the lights make. I like the design of the lines that form an N as well. As well, I don't even mind that I can see like the lighting structure in the background. I don't have an issue with that actually. I think it kind of helps add a bit more, like, not necessarily mystery, but it makes the photo more interesting. It adds more activity to the photo, in my opinion. I kind of wish I could see his face a little better, a little bit better, but this is fine. This works. But again, I like the clothing. All white. I like the all white look. I like the all white suit. And the hat to match too. I'm like, hey, I want to try that outfit and wear that and see if I can pull that off. Seems like a really good look. So long story short, checkpoint for the fashion team. Checkpoint for the wardrobe stylist here. Nissy is coming off as like dude with style. A dude with swag or swagger, whatever the cool kids are saying these days. The pose for me is a little safe, but it's a respectable pose. It's not too crazy. At least I can give him that. It's not some pose that's just too crazy and over the top. So I think the pose works overall. I can accept this pose. I would kind of like to see some of the outtakes from this photo shoot. See what other poses he tried during the photo shoot. His neck looks a little short in this photo. I would like to see his neck look a little longer, and I think that's probably because of the way he positioned his head. But it doesn't look terrible. But the neck looks a little short, but it's not. It doesn't look to the point where he's like looking like a no-neck monster in the photo. You don't want to ever look like a no-neck monster in the photo unless that is the theme of the photo shoot. Looking like a no-neck monster. But another story for another day. Let's get back to this story. All right. The title is Playing with Fire. While I do really like this photo, I really like this single cover, I feel like the theme, which I assume is playing with fire, I feel like the theme was not interpreted, in my opinion. Since the song is called Playing with Fire, it would be good to see fire in the background, you know, and maybe for him to have more of a pose and a facial expression that plays into the theme of playing with fire, you know. Maybe a look of like intense desire, maybe a look of, you know, deer in the headlights, where it's like, oh wow, you know, this fire might be a bit too much for me, you know. And the intense desire look, you know, it's like, hey, want to experience the fire, you know. It's, you know, different angles you can play that with, you know. So I feel like that was a lost opportunity. And as I often say, sometimes it is difficult to interpret the theme of the single, you know, to incorporate that into a photo shoot. But this particular time, it was easy, you know. It was, it wasn't extremely difficult to interpret the theme of this single, you know, playing with fire. But on the other hand, like I say, if you don't interpret a theme, at least deliver a good picture. And I will say that Nissy has delivered a good picture, in my opinion. You know, I'm feeling the picture. You know, I'm feeling the lighting, the outfit's on point, the pose is cool. You know, the background is interesting. So overall, you know, I think Nissy has done his job well for this photo shoot. You know, everyone on his team came together and delivered a respectable photo, in my opinion. You know, this almost kind of looks like, you know, it could be an advertisement or an ad for, you know, some high-end men's clothing line, you know. But overall, despite my criticisms, I do think this is a nice photo. I do think this is a respectable photo. And, you know, this photo does, you know, capture my interest and my attention. So I think Nissy and his team did a good job overall. But what do you guys think? Feel free to let me know. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. Your feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next photo analysis, adios and goodbye for now.